that's what Tree wants to talk about. Well, all right. Well, go ahead and go on the show, Tree. Hey, where are we at here? Where are we at here? Oh, let's see here. Let me get this off the screen here. Yep, relaxing with coffee and your chickens. Hey, get that off the screen. I can't see anyone. Where's that is? What is this? Come on. Oh, man. There we go. There we go. Here we are. Hello. How you doing today? Ooh, got my lucky leghorn hat on today. Hey, Bailey, how you doing today? Huh? Bailey? Huh? Bailey, you over there? Bailey. There she is. Hey, yeah, there she is in her chair. So my guest today, of course, is Bailey. We were planning on something. I was at one of my new stores selling my coffee earlier this week and last week, and we're planning on something. And the people I was going to have on didn't have Wi-Fi for their phones because one of them's both of them are actually teenagers. They both from the local FFA chapter, and they work at the Spring Creek Feed Center in Magnolia, Texas. And I was going to have them on talking about their FFA chapter and talking about Spring Creek Feed. But one of them, I don't know, hasn't paid her bill. I don't know. But shouldn't have Wi-Fi on her phone, so oh well. And I got to put this hat away. Yeah, I do. It's a straw hat. It's cold outside. Yeah, it is. I got to put that away. No, I'm gonna wear it today. What the heck? So I hope everyone's having a good week. Finally got a good amount of rain in this week. Boy, did we get some rain. Yesterday morning, I was up at the crack of dawn checking on the chickens, soaking wet. And where's my co-host going? Miss Bailey, you getting out of your chair? Yeah, she's coming over here. Come on, get up here. Come on, get up here. So everyone see you. There she is. Bang your tail on the desk. You're a good girl. Yeah. You had some time. You got to see Gabby yesterday at D&D Feed. And the bunch over there, and Rachel and Maddie. We stopped at D&D Feed. I had to drop off some coffee over there. And then you saw Kira over at Spring Creek Feed yesterday as well. So Bailey had a busy day visiting people. But Bailey's got school tomorrow, actually. We got school tomorrow. And then next week, she's being tested for her public access test. Her final test. Hallelujah. Yes, I'm going to be very happy with that. I can't wait till they tear off her tabs and give her new ones. That'll be awesome. Oh, hope everyone's having a great week. Yep. Drinking my coffee. Right now, I'm having a much better time than I did earlier. I mention it from time to time. I've got a disability, and I've got really severe poor circulation in my legs, and I sometimes get openings in my legs, and I'll spend 6 months to a year going every week to the wound care center to get it corrected. And it's a pain in the neck, but lately my legs have been healing a lot quicker, but it causes a lot of nerve pain. Well, this morning I got up and took a great shower, when the showers feel good, and got up, started getting dressed, and the pains in my legs were horrible. And I wear these compression leggings that go above my knees, and as you're putting them on, they get bound up around your legs, and they dig into your legs, and it's just pure pain. And it's like, God, this sucks. But if I don't wear them, I can't walk. I mean, the pain is horrible. I got to wear them, And just yesterday at the feed store, a guy comes in, hunched over, kind of overweight, and he had sores on his legs. And I asked him, I said, "Do you have trouble with those healing?" And he said, "Yeah, I do." I said, "Do your skin open up real easily?" He goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "I don't know why either." I said, "Well, one of the two reasons probably." He goes, "You're either diabetic or you have poor circulation in your legs." He goes, "Well, I'm not diabetic." And I said, "Well, it could be poor circulation like I have." And I said, "You should be wearing compression leggings on those legs. It'll help them to heal faster, and it'll protect your legs." I said, "But you probably like wearing shorts all year round." He goes, "Yeah, I do." you don't like wearing those leggings. He goes, no, I don't. I said, well, they're going to protect your legs more, and you'll have less scratches on your legs and less openings, but you're going to feel better. Your legs are going to feel better. You're going to feel more active because they have less pain in your legs. And he goes, really? I said, yeah. I said, I've been wearing them for 30 years. And I mean, they're ugly as ever, but they've helped protect your legs. And you not wearing pants makes your legs worse too because you're not protecting your legs. He goes, well, I have a cat, and it'll be on my legs, and it'll jump off my leg and scratch my leg, and my leg opens up. I said, well, then that's even worse. You know, it's one thing cutting your leg open, but then your cat doing it. You know, where has your cat been? Your cat's been in a litter box pooping and sending in its own poop, and now it's in his claws and it's in his paws, and it's ripping your leg open and leaving deposits of bacteria in your legs, and that's not a good thing. That's how you die. And he goes, oh, I didn't, but that's the things you got to think about, you got to take care of your legs. Yeah, But he was happy. He bought some coffee while I was there. He bought the chicken scratch dark roast. That's this one right here. I printed out some labels. Let me see if I can pull that up there. There we go, right there. So this morning I'm drinking, what am I drinking today? This past month I've been pretty much drinking the Cock-a-Doodle Brew Breakfast Blend, which is really good coffee. And I have to say it's my number 2 selling coffee. For years, my number 2 selling coffee was my Donna's Delight or my Golden Chicken, which is a pecan, caramel, vanilla, and chocolate. My number 1 is my bourbon pecan or Texas bourbon pecan. And but I've been drinking for the past month my breakfast blend, and this is some good stuff. It really is. It's a Honduras coffee, and I've always been a fan of Colombian coffee. I love it, but it's hard to beat that Honduras coffee. But after a while, drinking the same coffee every day, it kind of gets like, it doesn't taste all that good anymore. So I switched it up, and like today I'm drinking my Texas bourbon pecan or the drunk chicken bourbon pecan, which is this label right here. There it is right there. It's got a little drunk chicken on the front of it. But that's a real good coffee. It's one of my top sellers. It's good stuff. I never thought I'd like flavored coffee. And so I started drinking this bourbon pecan. Oh, it's the best. It's so good. I mean, if you want to, you can go out and get yourself a thing of Folgers coffee made in China. That's what I heard. I don't know, but yeah. But I mean, who knows what's in it? Who knows, what additives may have been added to it. So it looks like you have more coffee in it. But it's an old flavor. It's been around for years, but it's just, it doesn't relax me. It doesn't do me a bit of good. That's why I like to drink my coffee, my bourbon pecan, my Donna's Delight, my breakfast blend. This stuff is awesome. And it relaxes me because I enjoy the coffee. Just like I like sitting outside in the evenings, and I like doing it in the morning too with a hot cup of coffee. Is sitting out with the chickens and just watching them. It is relaxing. I guess it's an older person's thing. I tell some youngsters about it and they look at me like I'm crazy. So, but hey, if you're wondering, here is the Golden Chicken Millionaire Blend. This is also called, there it is right there. And that one actually has pecans in it. The Drunk Chicken and the Texas Bourbon Pecan coffee has pecan flavoring in it because that coffee is sold in a lot of restaurants. And they don't want us to deal with allergies, so I use pecan flavoring in it. But the Millionaire Blend or the Donna's Delight, the Golden Chicken, actually has roasted pecans in them. They're really good. Here's another good coffee. How about some coconut? This is the Coconut Crusted Chicken coffee. Got a chicken on there looking at some nuggets and some coconut. That's a good one if you want something a little bit different. And here's one I came out with last year. first of last year, and it's good. But what's really good about it is it's kind of a dessert coffee, and it tastes good with a scoop of homemade vanilla ice cream in it. It's my chicken pot apple pie coffee. Under Patriot Knife Coffee, it's called warm apple pie. But underneath the Bailey's Brew, it's chicken pot apple pie, like a chicken pot pie, but with apples. There you go. So, yep. And then here is the old chicken scratch dark roast. Yep. But something, I'm showing all these pictures, and they're on my computer. I could be showing them on there. It'd be easier. Duh. It's too funny. There's Millionaire Blandis. I'm bringing up the photos now. Yeah. And this is all through baileysbrewcoffee.com. And what I've done is I've gone on there and I was trying to figure out how to do a discount code, give everyone a discount or what. But, the main thing people don't like doing is paying shipping. Shipping's not cheap. It really isn't, and it, I can't afford to give away free shipping, There's a Cockadoodle Brew Breakfast Blend. This is a chicken scratch dark roast. The drunk chicken. The coconut crusted chicken. Okay. And golden chicken. Yeah, I think that's drunk chicken again. No, that's chicken pot pie. Now, underneath Bailey's Brew Coffee, you'll find Farmer Ranch series. You'll find the chicken series, and then you'll find the Saddlehorn Coffee. I was actually going to create another company called Saddlehorn Coffee Company, but the cost of websites and stuff like that, it was just too expensive at the moment, and it's just Bailey's Brew Coffee. I mean, it's delicious coffee. I sell a ton of it. The stores that's selling the coffee, they sell a ton of it too, but for some reason, it just doesn't sell that well on the website. And I mean, the Patriot Knife Coffee does well on this website. And to get free shipping, you got to spend $60 or more on the Patriot Knife Coffee. Well, I did it on Bailey's Brew as well, but it's just not selling. And I don't understand. I mean, I average orders every day for Patriot Knife Coffee, Bailey's Brew Coffee. I might get an order a week, and it doesn't even pay for the website. So I've been thinking about doing the Saddlehorn Coffee app separate, but instead I have it all on Bailey's Brew Coffee. So if you go to Bailey's Brew Coffee, you click down the Saddlehorn, and you can find it and so forth. So what I've done is I've actually reduced the cost. The minimum order is $45 on Bailey's Brew Coffee. So that's like 3 bags of coffee. Actually, that's not 3 bags. Yeah, it is 3 bags of coffee. That'll get you free shipping. So if you order at least 3 bags of coffee on Bailey's Brew Coffee, you'll get free shipping. And that's 3 great Christmas gifts and everything, or 3 great gifts to give other people, or just 3 different varieties for yourself. I hate K-Cups. I really do. I do. They're a waste of money. They're bad for the environment. And I have recyclable K-Cups, but people don't recycle them. They throw them away. I've only met one person that buys my K-Cups that dumps out the coffee and recycles them. I've never met anyone else that does. Hey, I got someone on the chat. Who's this? Well, they said, do I have any pecan types? I said, oh, yeah, I do. I've got the bourbon pecan. I've got roasted cinnamon pecan. And I've got, what other pecan then do I have? I got another pecan one. But yeah, I've got those. And I've got non-bourbon coffee, a non-bourbon pecan. I have straight bourbon. But yeah, my number one is bourbon pecan. And then the Donna's Delight, which is a pecan caramel vanilla, or the golden chicken. And then I also have the roasted cinnamon pecan, and that is under Bailey's Brew Coffee, but it's a new one I'm about to put on, and that one is called Rainer's Roast. Let me find a picture here. I put it up here. I know I did. There it is right there. So I've been putting a horse series of coffee up. And Rainer's Roast is a medium roasted cinnamon roasted coffee. That's for a competition of horses and everything. That's the roasted cinnamon pecan. I don't have one underneath the chicken series yet. This is under Bailey's Brew, and I'm going to have this one up really soon. I'll have it on the website after the podcast is over. But that's the Rainer's Roast, and that's a roasted cinnamon pecan. That's a delicious coffee, really good stuff. So you got to check that out. Yeah, I'll get on the website and order some over the weekend. You're welcome. So, and then, oh God, you know something? I'm out of that coffee too. I've got to make some more up of the roasted cinnamon pecan. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. But I was talking about the K-Cups. If you like using K-Cups, I have a Keurig coffee maker, I do. But I use refillable K-Cups, and it's the way to go. I own 6 of them, and I have them sitting on the counter by my sink. And every day I grab one, and I open it up, and it's got coffee in it from 6 days ago. And it's dried out, so I dump it in the trash can, put new coffee in it, put it in there, and make another cup. I set it down on the sink, and that's my week, and I keep doing that all week. Yeah, I do have bourbon pecan in stock. I do have that because I made a ton of it the last time I made it because it sells so well. I have 2-pound bags of it. And the 2-pound bags are actually listed underneath Patriot Knife Coffee, bourbon pecan. But if you get the chicken, you can get the chicken ones. And if you order 3 bags, you can get free shipping, like I said. But that's a drunk chicken. That's a real good coffee. I'm drinking that right now. Yep. Mm-hmm. I wish I knew who this Facebook user was. It doesn't give a name. But I appreciate you coming on and watching the show. But hey, let's get back to the chickens. So this week, crazy week of chickens, that's for sure. Went out yesterday, and what a mess. What a mess. And all that rain we had. My big coop I put out in the front yard and with poultry netting around it where the chickens, they have free range and the poultry netting was the coop and the run had about 5 inches of water in the bottom of it. The chickens were up on the perch I have in the outside, and they were up on the cross members of the coop and the run, and some of them were still in the coop because there wasn't enough room outside the run for them. And so they're just dying to get out of there. And of course, they're just standing in water. And with the cold temperatures coming, I didn't want that to happen. So I let them out, and I went through and I got my wheelbarrow, got a shovel, got 10 bags of sand, and it headed right back to the coop and started putting sand in there so they have some place to stand and not be standing in water, because with the weather change coming, I mean, it was cool temperatures this morning in the 60s, which really isn't all that cold, but if you're got some cold, wet, damp chickens and they're standing in cold water and the temperatures are dipping down, there's a good chance your chickens might get sick. I mean, they might not die of hypothermia, or frostbite, but they can still get sick like we can from being wet and out in the cold. So we got to protect them. And what better way to protect them but to get them out of that water, which is what I did. And my other coops were dry, all high and dry. They're doing fine in there. Had to replace some feed. They got wet in coop number 2 and move the feed around so they could have, dry food. But my chickens actually love eating wet crumbles. They do. They eat the heck out of them. They love them. This morning I dumped them out in coop number 3. I have my numbers, my coops numbered. I have 1, 2, 3, and I got working on number 4 now. So yeah. So I was talking on one of the social media groups about taking care of your chickens, and there's a lot of people that they just don't know. I'm not saying that they're dumb. They don't know enough about chickens, because I still don't know. I'm still learning all the time. But it's just learning how to take care of them better. And I see like Lone Star Chicken Care all the time, taking care of everyone's chickens. And a lot of the problems that they seem to run across are problems that if the people took the time to protect their chickens better, if they took the time to care for them better, they wouldn't have these issues. I mean, what did I do yesterday? I went out in the pouring down rain in a pair of boxer shorts, a t-shirt, baseball cap, and rubber boots, and corrected the problem for my chickens because of the rain. And I got a little muddy, but it's something you have to do to take care of them, to keep them healthy. Yeah, I've had some people say, "Oh, just put pallets down." I said, "Well, that's good for you, but I can't put pallets down in there in the chicken run because there's not enough room for pallets." Um, and then with the pallets, if you leave them in there, they're going to get covered in poop and everything, and it's just no. Now on the outside where the run is and the poultry netting is, yeah, that's fine. If you leave them up against each other, they have something to stand on, that's fine. But they already have stuff to stand on already. But inside there, I had to put down sand. Now I'm going to have a truckload of sand brought in, but I can't do that until it dries up, so I can use my tractor and trailer to move the sand around. Right now, I might get stuck, so I can't do that. But as soon as it dries up some more, I'm going to bring some sand in and do that. Let me see if I can zoom in on something real quick here. On one of my cameras here, I got the chickens on the chicken tunnel camera, and let me see here. There we go. I'm gonna try to zoom in on something. There we go. Nope. I don't know if you can see that shed right there. You see my bird feeder, my bird water, the bird bath. Well, behind it, you see this old fallen apart shed. That's just one side of it. It's actually like 16 feet long, and that's about 8 feet of it right there you're seeing. And I think years ago it might have been someone's chicken coop, but they had lattice, wood lattice on there, and I'm like, their chickens didn't last long in that thing. They were killed in no time by predators, if they use lattice work. But I noticed that yesterday that on the back side of it there was some wetness and water dripping. And I looked at the metal from the inside. The metal looked fine, but on top is years and years of layers of leaves and branches that I need to clean off. And those is what holds the water in and lets the water seep through the metal. So once I get that cleaned off, it should stop. But what I'll do is I'll spray it down with water, get it all cleaned off, and then hose it down to make sure it doesn't keep dripping, so I can correct it. But I'm going to turn that into chicken coops as well. This weekend, I'm digging out all the dirt around the bottom of it, and I'm laying mesh down all underneath it so it sticks out, so they can't dig up underneath it, And actually, it was actually a friend of mine, Tanya, that came on about the chickens, talking about the coffee and so forth. But she's the PT tester up in Polk County. So Tanya Ship. Got to be careful saying her name. We just call her Chicken Ship. How was that? There we go. I never use those buttons for anything with sounds, but that was perfect, Yeah. She was already off. She wanted to keep listening, so she didn't hear it. But I said, we call her Chicken Ship. Yeah, that's it. I'll have to tell that one later, but no. She's up getting her and her husband are first responders up in Polk County, up in Livingston. And we thank you for doing that, Tanya, and we thank your husband for doing that. And they raise all different types of poultry and so forth, but and have their share of dogs and predators and everything else, but they love coffee too. But yep. So back to the coop, that coop right there, that nasty looking coop. I'm gonna cover it up and fix it up, and I'm gonna lay down mesh all around the edges so nothing can dig underneath it. And then I'm gonna bring in sand and lay all sand in there, and I'm build some perches. And then on the front of it, I've got two best egg boxes. The ones with the roll-out nesting boxes on them, where the eggs roll out. I'm gonna put on both sides of it so they have an egg-laying nest, so I can just walk up through and pull the eggs out. But I'm gonna have in there the waters and feeders in there, and then I'll have a big door on both sides. I can walk in and check on them, but I'm going to have small doors. I'm going to build on the outside of them that I can hook up chicken tunnels to. And I'll let them every other day, one side can get out one day, the next day the other ones can get out, and get on some grass and bugs and worms and everything. But I and I brought it up many times before on my chickens. I got a bunch of barnyard mixes this past year, when I bought all new chicks, and they were supposed to be all barred rocks, but they were barnyard mixes. And I'm pissed off about it. I really am, because I got to start all over again. But I'm moving all the green egg layer barred rock chickens that are green egg layers, and I'm putting them in that shed along with the olive eggers and Easter eggers, because they're all laying green eggs and colored eggs. So I'm going to have them all in that one coop. And there's enough room in there probably for 40 birds, at least 40 birds. But I'm only going to have about 28 birds in there. And there'll be two roosters, with one or two roosters in there. And right now those roosters actually get along. But I'm going to keep those in there. I'm not into raising and breeding those or anything, but I've been watching my birds and pulling their eggs when they lay their eggs, because I've got the blue Plymouth Rock chickens, and I've been pulling their eggs to incubate. So I've got 18 eggs on the incubator right now. I've got blue Plymouth Rock, I've got partridge rocks, regular barred rocks that are laying brown eggs, and I've got Rhode Island Reds mixed in there. And then I threw 3 green egg layers in there, and they're probably the barred rock green egg layers. So I'm going to hatch those and hopefully get some hens at them. But me, I don't mind if I get roosters, because we eat them. If someone wants a rooster, I'll sell them to them. Like I had a beautiful Wyandotte rooster. He was beautiful. And a gal down the road from me, Lauren, she bought him from me, and she loves them. They're best of buddies now, and I'm happy to see that. But my roosters, if I don't want them, I just eat them. You smoke them, they taste delicious. And those Rhode Island Reds, they're some big birds, so you got a lot of meat on them. But yeah, I've got those in the incubator right now, so I'm gonna start my chicks now, and come spring, I'm gonna get in my. I'm ordering from Cackle Hatchery, and I'm getting Exhibition Series Rhode Island Reds, Exhibition Series Barred Rocks, and so I'll have more room in my coop number 3 where I keep my barred rocks in it, because I'm taking out 14 birds out of there that lay green eggs. They look like barred rocks, but they lay green eggs, and they're going to go into the new coop with the Easter eggers and olive eggers. And then the Easter eggers and olive eggers now are in my coop number 2 that's movable. I move around on the grass and everything. And they're kind of tight in there. I mean, they're okay in there. They're not right up against each other, but it's kind of tight in the coop. And every night I let them free range, but I'm going to take I have 3 leghorn hens and 1 Delaware hen that's supposed to be leghorn. And I have 1 leghorn rooster. And I'm going to put them in that coop number 2, and they'll have tons of room, because there's only 5 birds. Right now I have 12 in there, so they have tons of room. And then I wouldn't mind getting a couple more leghorns. So I'm going to watch to making sure that rooster's fertilizing the eggs, and if they do, I'm going to hatch some of those. But I'll probably hatch even the Delaware too if I get a Delaware. Because it's a pretty white bird. But so that's what I'm working on. So I'll have them all separated nice and everything. All the barred rocks, the blue Plymouth rocks, the partridge rocks, they're all staying in one coop together. But I'm going to put all the colored egg layers in together. And then on the other half that you can see on that picture right there, that's going to be the last part of it to do. The other half of it I'm going to do first. This side needs more work. This side's got a bunch of wood sticking up out of the ground inside of it, where they had it look like a flooring joist, because it looks like they had a floor in there at one time. Those are the joists, so I'm going to dig all those out and bring in fresh sand and lay down the mesh around it as well to keep critters out. Then I'm going to finish the front of it off, and I'm going to put my new hamsters in there. I don't have that many new hamsters. I actually lost 3 new hamsters this past year to the heat. So I'm down to 9 new hamsters. And so I'm going to put, and I got a New Hampshire rooster. So I'm going to put the 9 New Hampshires in there and the New Hampshire rooster in that side. And then the coop number 1 will be all Rhode Island Reds only, which I love the most. And they'll have tons of room then. But yeah, that'll be all chickened up. So yeah, this coop is like about 6 feet tall in the front. I'm gonna use cedar planks for fencing on the front of it. I like it. It weathers well and so forth. It lasts a long time. The top of it, I'm gonna have a little bit of mesh on the top for ventilation. The sides, I'm gonna do the same thing because the end of that metal shed is actually lattice work, which the lattice isn't good. I'm gonna take down the lattice and I'm gonna put up hardware mesh on top, and then I'm gonna put the cedar planks around it, and then on the bottom will be the mesh so nothing can dig up underneath it and so forth. I have some old bricks, lots of old bricks laying around here from when they built this house in the 70s. I'm actually just going to lay those bricks down there on top of that mesh. I was going to buy concrete pavers, but I'm not going to. I've got so many bricks, I'm just going to use those and lay those underneath there just to help keep things from digging in underneath there. But that's going to go in there. And then I'm going to have sand on top of it. And then I'll have 3 perches in there too. But that'll work out perfect. That'd be good. That'd be good. But you see, what I'm doing here is I'm taking care of my chickens. I'm separating the chickens, keeping my roosters from fighting with each other. And, it's causing issues. Your roosters fight enough. They can draw blood. And when they draw blood, you're having to call Lone Star Chicken Care going, oh no, my chicken's bleeding. What do I do? Well, me, I just cut the head and butcher it. That's the way I am. But some people have to get them stitched up and taken care of and everything. But by me doing this, I'm taking care of my chickens, keeping them from happening, which is what everyone should be doing. I look at it like this: when you get a new baby in your house, what do? You child-proof your house. But when you get chickens, you need to chick-proof your house or chick-proof your coops so they're protected. I mean, forget using this dang chicken wire. I mean, you can go all over the place, see tons of photos where coyotes have ripped right through the bar, that chicken wire like nothing. They just rip it wide open. That welded hardware mesh is just the way to go. I do have a few rats that crawl into one of my coops at night, and I found out where. And since I've discovered where, I've corrected it, and they can't get in now. And it's because I use a hardware mesh, a 1/2-inch hardware mesh. They can't get through it. Then they start digging, and they get between the mesh and everything. And my mesh on the bottom of that one is 1 inch, is about 2-inch gaps. And they get through that and crawl underneath there. So what I do is I set a trap right next to that hole where they dig, and when they come out, boom, I got them. But I don't have a rat problem anymore. And they usually every night my chickens eat up all their feed during the day, and I usually just put out enough for them to eat, so there's nothing left for the rats to eat. And the rats can't get into the chicken coops. That's like Fort Knox. So that's the way it is, and that's how all my chicken coops are actually. Nothing can get into the coops. Yeah, and they all have electric doors on them. The power doors that come open and shut, so forth. But I don't have any rat problems. But that's the thing is you got to take care of your chickens. You got to take good care of them. If you don't, you're going to be calling Lone Star Chicken Care to come take care of them for you. And those people are so busy. I mean, I know Howard's, he's out 12, 14 hours a day every day taking care of people's problems, of their chickens. And I think if people took the time to do more for their chickens, they wouldn't have as many problems. So, but that's just how I feel. Take care of your chickens, people. Really, really take care of them. If you don't know what to do, ask. Lone Star Chicken Care has a new group. They got out on Facebook, which I'm glad, because now Howard can post up all the bloody glory photos of chickens repairing on them, and no one can say anything about it because they can't be reported. People in the old Lone Star Chicken group sees a photo they don't like, they report it, and what happens is it hurts the group. And then the group disappears, and they're like, oh no, what happens to the group? Well, if you hadn't reported that photo because you didn't like it, they'd still be around. But, I don't know. Well, the new group they're in, if you join it, you can't report the photos. You can't report them to anyone. Well, you probably can, but Marissa and Howard are just going to laugh at you because they're the admins, the group, But, so join the group if you need chicken help. But take care of your chickens, really, really. I mean, you can go in there and ask any questions. There's tons of people on there that know what they're doing. And there are some other groups out there, too, you can ask questions. And a lot of the people in Lone Star Chicken Care are on the other groups, too, on Facebook and so forth. And you can ask the questions, and you get some good answers. And then you get the people that live to make people miserable, too. It seems like that's all they love to do is to try to do things like that. But, hey, if you haven't heard, my event was canceled. Not something I wanted to do, but kind of had no choice. Corporate sponsor canceled on me because they looked up the beneficiary. The beneficiary didn't have a website, and the beneficiary didn't actually have their 501c3, but they're working on it. And they do a lot of good. And they do a lot of good for chicken owners. And that's why I wanted to help them out. So I lost a corporate sponsor, which is paying for the tent and the tables and chairs, because the tent, tables, and chairs are going to be $800 to rent. And the entry fees for people showing their birds does not cover that tent. The vendor fees, it maybe would have, but at the time I only had 10 vendors. And when I shut it down and said, hey, I'm canceling it, a bunch of people stepped up to the plate and said, oh, I wanted to be a vendor. Well, that doesn't help me. You should have told me 3 weeks ago when I started asking for vendors. If I knew then that you were going to come on and be a vendor, yeah, we probably could have kept it open and had the show and everything. But because you didn't respond, how would I know? So 10 vendors wouldn't cover the cost of the tent and so forth. And then the venue, the main owner said, I don't want them on the side. I want them in the back. Well, I did a market out there once before years ago, and the market was out in the back, and it sucked. And I'm a vendor. I do markets on weekends. I sell my coffee. And I know what it's like to be stuck behind a big venue, behind their restaurant, thousands of cars driving down 2920 all day long, looking at the venue going, wow, there it is, nothing new. Well, if you can see the tents and the people shopping, you'll stop. But with it being back behind it, you don't see it. And people going in to eat in the restaurant, they don't see it either. So it wouldn't do a bit of good. Of course, we advertise it, people show up to go to it, and they know it's there. But, the whole point of having it at that location, right on 2920, is the location. When you're in retail business, it's all about the location, okay? Location, location, location. Everyone says it about retail. Well, it's a great location, but it's not a great location being stuck behind the venue. I mean, the guy that owns the place knows it. He might know his restaurant business, but he doesn't know about open air markets. I do. I do them every weekend. And I'm at retail, okay? Retail is location, location, location. They have a great location for their restaurant. It's right on FM 2920. But as a market stand, Joe's, it doesn't do a bit of good being stuck behind it where no one can see it. So that's why I said, no, I'm not going to be back there. And they said, well, you don't have a choice. I said, yeah, I do. I won't have my market there because I don't want to piss off my vendors. And I'm a vendor myself, and I know how it is. So I'm looking. I'm going to find someplace new. I found one place I might do markets at. I'm going to talk to them about it, and I might do a Christmas market there. It'll be limited to the amount of tables and everything, but it's a good location, great traffic and so forth. But I'm working on I might do a market there if they go along with it. And at the same time, we're going to do a fundraiser. And I'm going to have chicken bingo out there. But I was talking with Marissa. I talk to her all the time, but I talked to her this morning. I talked to her last night. She's going in for a pulmonary walking test today. I said, well, that's I can't do that. My legs are a mess this morning. But we're both in pain all the time. But she's going to have her seminar again, and she might do one this year. And if she does, I'll bring out the chicken bingo out there. Because it's a great little place. Because it's, I'd set up out there again. That was a good time. Bring out the coffee. It'd be nice to have one during the colder months, because that's the whole thing. Is like right now we're just getting out of summer and we're going into the colder months, and now you need to prepare your chickens for winter. Yes, you do. Mm-hmm. I have 2 coops. Let me show you a picture. Let me see if I got a picture of one of them. I show them all the time. Oh, there we go, right there. This is coop number 2 that I'm gonna put my leghorns in. It's got 1/2 inch by 1 inch hardware mesh on the side of it that's PVC coated, and it's great for the summer months. But it's gonna start getting cooler, so all I got to do is I'm gonna take a piece of plywood. I'll probably just use painted OSB, and I'm gonna screw it on the side of that, leaving a gap on the top for ventilation, and I'm gonna put one on both sides, and boom, I'm done. My coop is winterized. Now the bottom of it is all open, but that, when it gets really cold, if it gets really cold, I'll lay hay in there to block out the any cold air from coming in. But that hay and everything collects poop and everything else. Great for the compost pile, but I will use hay in that to cover up the holes to keep them warmer when it gets really cold. But I mean, unless it's freezing temperatures, unless it's in the 30s, I'm not gonna cover that up. They're full feathered birds. They're side by side, and we're in Texas. I mean, it could be 40 degrees one morning and 80 degrees the next day, that afternoon. But if we have some really cold temperatures, I'll cover it up with hay on the bottom. But yeah, all I gotta do is keep a couple of pieces of plywood on the side of that coop, and that's a coop where they stay in at night. And actually, this one actually has a second perch on the back side of it too. But the front side of it, it's all open and it's covered in hardware mesh, so they can move around in, and it's got an outdoor perch and so forth. But that's where they go in the mornings when they get up. They walk outside there where their food and water's at. But that's where my leghorns are going to go into. I'm going to take, right now, all the colored egg layers are in there now. But that's all I got to do is to winterize those chickens. Now, I have my brooder that is going to be used in 21 days when my chicks start hatching. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up the centerpiece down the middle that separates the sides. And I'm going to cover up those 6 round holes on the side, which is ventilation. And I'm just going to take a piece of wood, screw it in right over the top of those holes and block the holes. And the other side, where it's all open, I'm going to lay a piece of plywood across that other side to block any air from going in there. And then I'll have the wall separating in the middle. And I'm going to put in new shavings, and I'll hang a heat lamp over the top of that facing down, and it hangs from a chain. So if something bumps into it, it doesn't, fall over and fall down and everything. It just stays in the same place. Now, something else I'll do, I'll tie it. There's a guard on the bottom of that heat lamp, and I'll actually put a piece of wire between it and the hardware mesh to keep it from moving around, so it stays in place, and directs that heat right down on top of them. But I actually cover up the end of that. That's 4 feet by 4 feet. I actually put an old quilt on the back end of it, so that it kind of like traps the heat inside. And they seemed to love that last year. And I'm going to do it again this year. My mom was a huge quilt collector. And I mean, most of her quilts were made in the, 70s and 80s. They weren't like antique quilts. But she loved them and she had them all over her house. But I have quite a few of them here. But I have one that just does not go well in my house. It's something like you put on a beach house, or bay house, and that's the one I use outside. So, what's that? Oh, someone just had a reaction to something, but no. But that's getting ready for chickens in the winter. So I think if Marissa had a winter seminar at that over there by her HOA facility that she's over there where she lives at, that would be an awesome thing. I would bring out the chicken bingo out there and bring out hot coffee, of course, and that would be a good time. And we could probably have some raffles and giveaways and stuff like that too, like we did last time. But I'm going to keep pushing for this poultry show and sale. I want to do that. I really, really wanted to do it this time, but it just didn't work out. But I'm going to plan on a spring show. But in between now and then, I'm going to work on doing some markets, because I love doing markets and selling and so forth. So, oh well. Well, it's Friday afternoon. It's 11:15. I'm kind of hungry. I didn't eat breakfast this morning. And this is my first cup of coffee. And I usually have, by now, 3 cups of coffee. Oh, that's good. But just go to, let me see if I got the caption up or not. No, I do not. But this is my other website, patreoncoffee.com. But if you go to baileysbrewcoffee.com and order 3 bags of coffee, you get like free shipping. So it's a free shipping on orders of $45 or more, and you get free shipping. So that's the way to go. Actually, I'm going to fix that and change it to $43 or more because 3 bags in. So I want to make sure that you can get like free shipping. So you buy 3 bags of coffee, you get free shipping right now, and this is going to be probably through the end of November, and then I'll have a Christmas sale coming up. Oh, this reminds me of one more thing. One of my big businesses I have is private label coffee. If you have your own business and you want to add another product to it, I can use your logo and put it on my coffee. All these labels I do for my coffee, like this, all these labels I make myself. I do them all myself, and I have a beautiful printer that allows me to print them on. And it's a glossy finish and so forth. And these labels are semi-waterproof too, which is great. I'm actually doing it for meat markets and so forth. I have all different sizes and shapes of labels. If you need labels for your coffee, for your egg cartons, I can do them for you. If you need labels for like peanut brittle you make and you want to sell, I can make them for you. Any kind of labels you want, let me know. But if you want your own coffee to sell, I can do that too. Your name, your logo, and my coffee. Which brings me to this. If you need a Christmas gift, maybe you're spending $25 a year per person on Christmas gifts, and you need 4 Christmas gifts, I got the answer for you. I will put your name, Merry Christmas from the Millers, and a family photo or a child's photos or photos of your chickens on the bag of coffee. And it's a 4-bag minimum, and it's $25 a bag. No art fee, no nothing else. It's just $100 for 4 bags of coffee, and there's 4 $25 gifts you can give people. Now, of course, the more coffee you buy, the cheaper it is, so you can bring the cost up down. So if you need 6 bags, I'm going to do a 6-bag discount, a 12-bag discount, a 24-bag discount, and a 36-bag discount. So like I said, the more coffee you buy, the cheaper it is. So, and then you can buy any of my blends of coffee you want, and you can use them for your own Christmas gifts. So the cheapest it's going to be is probably around, you buy 36 bags, I might do them for $15 a bag, so that'll bring the price way down for you. 24 bags, I'll probably do them for around $20 a bag, but that'll reduce the cost quite a bit for you. But yeah, it's great for businesses too. I do it for businesses every year. A lot of businesses kind of like me, and I make them Christmas gifts to give out their customers. I have one customer that last year they bought 120 bags of coffee, And I gave him a good deal, yeah. But God, I got a gnat flying around in here, driving me crazy. But yeah, those are great Christmas gifts. Any of my blends you want, and I can put your name or logo or a picture of chickens or kids or whatever, or your family photo on there, and you can give it as Christmas gifts. But get your orders into me really soon so I can get them done, and because I want to get out all the orders come mid-November, you know. So get your orders in now, and so I can get you in line to get them done. But those will really sell well for people. So oh well, I'm gonna get to work. I got plenty to do today. Gotta go work on my new coop and dig that all out to get that ready to lay down some mesh. And I'll probably lay down the mesh this afternoon and lay down the bricks, and then I'm gonna start putting up the wood this weekend. Oh yeah, Bailey's got school tomorrow, right, Bailey? Bailey. You know, she's sound asleep over there. She is. Look at her. Hey. Oh, she's looking at me now. Yeah. You want to go eat some breakfast? You want some breakfast? We missed breakfast this morning. Yeah, we did. You want to go eat some breakfast, huh? She had a piece of bacon, her bacon strip. Every morning she has a bacon strip. It's her morning routine. Come on, get up here. Say goodbye to everyone. Yeah, say goodbye to everyone. Say hello. Push up here full time. Yeah, I love my Bailey. Yep, there's my girl. So, say goodbye, Bailey. Y'all have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time on the podcast. Right, Bailey? I love you. I love you. I love you. Puppy breath. Well, you really let me go. I can't. Both of her paws are on my left arm to use to turn off the podcast. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. You know what? I put cream in my coffee mainly for her, and I froth it up. I got this little mixer, battery operated mixer, and it really froths it up and everything. And when I get down to finish drinking my coffee, it's full of that cream. And I'll let her lick my coffee cup. She loves it, you know. And she's mainly getting cream with a little touch of coffee to it, but it's our morning routine, and you know, and I let her have it, you know. Usually on my second cup of coffee because, or my third cup because I don't want to have to clean up my cup every time. But oh well. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.